Bullying. What comes into your mind when you first heard that word? I'm Madeline. I'm from Germany. I'm anti-bullied activist. I was bullied when I was in elementary school, and that's what makes me become who I am today. What the first thing comes into your mind when you first that word? I believe that everything that comes into it will relate to the society, how people see other people differently, how they judge people differently. This is what we have to explain today. Bullying doesn't only exist in face-to-face situation, but it also happens when you meet people in social media. That's what we call cyberbullying. Have you ever heard about Ask FM? That is one of the examples of how cyberbullying can exist in among teenagers, not only teenagers but also adults. From the anti-bullying organization, they once stated that anti that bullying in cyber world is only happen for under age 18 years old. But this doesn't happen for those specific age because bullying can happen to all of us. In Ask FM, people are freely to ask any kind of question that maybe the user of this Ask FM would be feel depressed, bullied, and maybe they will question on how they live in this world. And this will become an explanation of how suicidal in teenagers' world are exist. From my experience, people bullied me by stole my lunch. That's a simple thing, but it hurts me. And other people, they call me nurse, they call me fat. I was really fat back then. But that's not how people should treat us. And that's not how those girls, in like Mean Girls, as you can see the example of how bullying can happen in our school. That have hurt me since then. I don't want to go to school, and all I want to do is stay at home and feeling unwanted in this world. I once thought about how suicide may end all this hurt. This becomes something that all people should consider about bullying. Bullying itself is something that you may have written, or you may have heard, or maybe you have done before. This, you have to know the standard, the benchmark of how you should treat people, not only to the society, but to those people who might be slightly different with you. But they are also people, and that what we should respect them for. People, young adults most importantly, turn to the internet to voice their opinions about everything, anything, freely, because you already know how official website or any kind of web are freely accessed by everyone, anyone about anything. This what becomes people don't know the standard of how should they see it to a different perspective. Another difference that comes with the cyber form of bullying is how people in playgrounds, for example, they bully, they attack them, they fight with them, face to face. It takes time and it takes situation when they are in playground. But cyberbullying, it doesn't form in any kind of form. You can say that anytime, anywhere, and that is really dangerous because people, even in their sleep, can see how cyberbullying has affected their daily life and how it frightened them, how it reminds them of how unimportant they are in this world. And this is what really dangerous of our generation. What is the solution to this? I think a real first step is to stop seeing these examples as isolated incidents and view them more as a growing problem that can occur anywhere, across any demographic group, online or in the real world. Then we need to realize that this problem requires more vigilant parenting, stronger rules and regulations, and maybe even real legal consequences. For what? Not to frighten them, but to make them realize the standard that should apply in their bullying action that is bad, and would teens change their behavior if they knew that their online activity could be seen by college admission, or if the legal repercussions were clear? Also, be careful of what you put on the internet, because once you put it and post it, there will be no time for you to make it private again. Before you hit the enter button, because no matter how many people like it, those words may be hurtful or maybe can make several consequences to other people. I am a huge supporter for online activity as long as it encourages children, people, teenagers to become a better person, to distribute good information in order to develop our world, our generation, and as long as it doesn't hurtful or racism or it contains of bullying words. In conclusion, we cannot let innocent kids to lose their chances to enjoy and make the most of their childhood. Society needs to realize how wonderful is the world is going to be without bullying. It may not be able to completely write off the bullying that has happened, may not be able to make them the earliest prevention by understanding each other and tolerate them. Teenagers should find help if they are feeling insecure and by communicate with adults before any brainless actions carry on with erratic emotions. I'm Madeline Alcott. I'm an anti-bullying activist, and let's make this world a better place to live.